Hey, everybody. You can see the background, and you know what? Any day that we have a Home of Economy podcast on is a great day. Oh, yeah. Wade Pearson from Home of Economy in the studio today. Man, I haven't talked to you for a long time. How have you been? Oh, you probably need a microphone.
I didn't need a mic. Well, I could just talk loud. Well, that's pretty good. I survived a dentist appointment this morning, you know, but and I was so good they want to see me back.
No way.
Yeah.
Kind of like going to a chiropractor, huh?
Yeah. No, I gotta have a crown replaced.
Oh, fun stuff.
Yeah.
How's your winter treating you?
Oh, it's been awful.
Yeah.
You know, January is kind of busy. My wife wanted to spend some time down south, so I was
Sure.
drove her down and flew back and drove down, picked her up, and came back, and I got some time off. But that was kind of the best of it. And February, I was sick for 4 weeks.
Oh, boy.
And then the last month, it's been the worst. The snow.
Oh,
I mean, I've been in my place for 25 years. Bought it right ahead of the flood, right ahead of the big storm. I couldn't move in, and I never had so much problems. I mean, after the big storm in '97,
Yep.
I drove right in with a 4-wheel drive pickup, and now I got like these 5-foot drifts.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Oh, yeah. Well, we did set a record, 120 consecutive days here with over 12 inches of snow on the ground. We beat the record from 96, 97.
Wow.
And I just talked to a good friend of mine up in Canada yesterday, and he said he doesn't even see snow. Said it's all gone. And I'm like, well, I'm looking out my window
they're
right now, and
wimpy.
I
They're
got
wimpy up there.
I got 8-foot drifts in my tree line.
Yeah.
He's like, you're kidding me. No. You think we should talk about some stuff at the stores?
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. You know,
First thing I want to start with, Wade, is 5th annual Home of Economy Racer Showcase. Always a spectacular event, and I
Yeah.
can't wait for this year's again. It's next weekend already? Next Saturday?
yeah. Well, you got to have it before. You know, you got a real short window. You have to have it before the races start, but you want to have the guys have their
cars done,
ready.
yeah.
And so you know, but
You know-
yeah, it's real exciting. Hopefully they can race soon. But
Well, you know, one good thing and another thing we talked about on the news this morning, there's not apparently much frost in the ground, and that will make a huge difference, not only with flooding, but with racetracks around the area.
never thought of that.
Yeah, it's the frost they have such a hard time with. And usually the track is the least of the worries. It's trying to get into the pits and the parking and all that stuff. But this Racer Showcase, I mean, it's not just race cars. You've got, all kinds of race cars, but go-karts, snowmobiles, BMX, bike racers. Dobmeyer's going to be there, Jack Croker, the Blessums, Austin Pierce, Joey. I mean, we could go on and on and on. The thing starts at noon, goes till 2. Here's another cool thing, and the Grand Forks Central Wrestling Team,
I think it's 11-3.
11-3. I got 12 to 2 on
11-3.
here.
11-3.
Oh, the food is from 12 to 2.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's all you come for anyway.
Yeah, it's from 11 to 3 right there. Okay, here's what I was getting at. Grand Forks Central Wrestling Team, they've been doing this, I believe, since day one. They're going to have free food
Yep.
provided by you guys at Home of
We
Economy.
pay for the food.
Okay, so it'll be burgers, brats, hearty baked beans, chips, and water. A free will offering will be asked of, and the proceeds will go to the wrestling team. So that's a cool thing. Yeah.
100% goes to them, and it's a great fundraiser. But you know, with the ability to hire people, I mean, we can't use our own people. We just don't have them
Sure,
to do these
sure.
events, which is why we haven't done as many events. But you know, so you get the wrestling team; they're ecstatic because they get, you know, it's a great fundraiser
Right,
for them.
right.
So it's definitely a win-win.
There's some other sales and product giveaways, free samples, reps from Northdale Oil, River City Speedway, Dakota Don's Artesian Waffles, Far Out Nuts, Bully Brew Coffee, Do So Photography, and one that you said we should really talk about, Wade, and I don't know much about them, Mountain Ops.
Yeah.
Who are they? What do they do?
Well, they do like energy drinks and to solve a lot of stuff. We've sold it for a couple of years now.
Okay.
I think I hadn't paid really much attention, but I was at a meeting there in March, and a lot of our vendors were there. You know, through our buying group, and got to meet with them, got to meet the owner and everything. They're really a neat bunch of guys, and they really give back. I mean, when we were there, and as one of the team building exercises within our buying group, And it was, the stores and the vendors that were there. So there's, 250 people. We were packed 40,000 lunches or meals for disadvantaged kids. Like we were down in South Carolina. And so for kids in the area, they're going to give to the food bank. And so the kids, when they, go home on Friday, they give them a pack and they have some food there just in case they have a problem. So, but it was really fun. I mean, you had these 11 lines, and you're packing this. People are running to the pallets of food and getting ravioli. I was on the ravioli and
oh yeah,
yep.
And they're going to be there at the Racer Showcase.
Yeah, they're going to be there, and really hope people can kind of meet them and look at their products and stuff. Energy bars and the powder you put in the drinks and stuff. So
kind of under new management, I guess we could call the Racer Showcase this year. But I just got to tell you a little something funny here, Wade. Alan has been calling me going nuts.
Alan's nuts,
He's I could see he's not worried, he's concerned. First time running this deal or whatever, but I've been on the phone with him quite often, and he's going to do a fantastic job. Looking at the flyer that's out there and some of the names that are going to be there, I cannot wait. Again. That is coming up not this Saturday, next Saturday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., 5th annual Home of Economy.
Have we heard from Dobmeyer? Is he going to be well enough to get there? Do you know?
I don't know. I just talked to him.
I hope he is.
Yeah, I talked to him yesterday.
Wish him the best.
He said no matter what, he's going to try to have a car there and somebody, and I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't show up for a little while.
Okay.
He's not getting out very often. He does have to go back to Minneapolis, I believe, today, or it might be next Friday too. But then he comes back the same day. So, that was one of the things Alan kept bugging me about.
Yeah.
So I'll keep talking to him too.
The other news, we had sponsored Jordan Adams for years and years and years, and because he was a couple years ahead of my kids in high school and all that stuff. But anyway, we did sponsor Wade Nygaard here. So
I didn't know if you wanted the cat out of the bag yet. I did when I saw the flyer that said come see who the new Home of Economy sponsored race car driver is. So of course I called my peeps over at Home of Economy, and I forced it out of him, so I knew. I just didn't know if you wanted the cat out of the bag yet. But that is cool. Wade Nygaard, the 9N, great race car driver.
Good first name.
Good first name too. There you go.
It's a no-brainer. It's perfect for me.
No-brainer. Oh boy. We talked about winter. It's spring now. Concerns about flooding. Everybody's talking about it. I'm not as worried as a lot of people are because of the frost thing, but I'm worried enough where I'm getting stuff ready for pumping.
Yeah, and we're going to have groundwater.
Oh, we for sure are going to have groundwater.
I'm not too terribly worried, but I'm worried for our neighbors like in Oslo.
Yes,
and up there. That's a big concern every year. So,
but you've got Wayne pumps are probably, I don't know, it's got to be the most popular, well-known name for pumps, isn't it?
Yeah, well, at least up here. I mean, we've sold them that's been our primary line for as long as I've been here, which is 1985 when I started working. So
wow. Another thing I noticed too, you have got 3 miles of 2-inch blue lay flat hose. Last year, you couldn't find it anywhere.
Yeah, it gets tough, and but we're pretty proud of ourselves. And well, first of all, during this flood stuff, and I it's kind of exciting because, we're able to help so many people and take care of stuff, and we hustle and we treat it really, really as an important thing. So we've been working on the lay flat. I thought it was pretty interesting. We've got 3 miles of the 2-inch. I mean, we do have another shipment coming Monday. Then it'll be 3 miles.
Okay.
But we've already sold 0.4 of a mile this month. So it's hasn't hardly started, and the pumps are going. I was just talking to one of our warehouse suppliers just before I came over here, and he's like, well, he's going to get a list, and he says, well, bring it in, and if you don't sell it, we'll bring it back. So we're we consider ourselves kind of the local experts on the flooding, and we want to make sure that we're the place to go. So in the pumps and the hose, I mean, pumps are one thing, and I remember back in '97, and people were coming. They were able to buy a pump from somewhere, but they couldn't get the fittings, couldn't get the hose.
Right.
And that was when we were working out of like the Miller Lumber, which
Yep.
is Generous Jerry's past the airport now. And we were there for 10 days or so when the town was shut down. And so yeah, they were selling the pumps. We had the pumps too, and we had everything else.
You know, that's like a couple of years back in that September when we got all that rain and everybody's basement started flooding. That's like us. I burned up a shop vac. You could not find a shop vac in the city of Grand Forks.
Yeah.
I had to send my wife to Fargo to buy a shop
Really?
vac. But these are things that, I mean, you and I have this stuff laying around anyway. I think everybody should have a shop vac or two laying around because
My
they
friend
can
just
pump
borrowed
water.
mine, so I might be in trouble. but
Uh-oh. Now, do you get the biggest one you can get or the smaller ones?
the one I like, and I have a big one, and that I've had since the big flood. But I have a 5-gallon.
Yep.
And that's really nice because you can carry it.
Exactly.
And when
Exactly.
she's a widow, and so it's like, yeah, you don't want a big 10-gallon because you couldn't do anything with it.
Right.
So, but yeah, it's a real good one. Shop Vac, they went bankrupt. They were out of business, and there's been a lot of scrambling in the environment. They are coming back, but just really somebody bought the name, and so somebody will be moving them, and we'll look at it. But we have several brands now. We have the Black Diamond brand, which is really going good.
Yeah, I've
Haven't
been
had any
hearing a lot
problems.
about those.
Yep, but then we have DeWalt brand. We have the Steel brand if you want a real high quality one, and then in the cordless, DeWalt has it. But then we've got some new models just came out from Milwaukee, and Milwaukee really puts engineering into everything
yes.
they do. So
So the cordless shop vacs now?
yeah,
Wow, I had no idea.
yeah, I've had a DeWalt one at the lake for a while, which is real handy. Clean out the bilge. I have a little
Sure.
rowboat, and I can't. It's got ribs, so I can't get rid of it. And it's like, yeah, so I just,
Yeah. Oh, that's perfect.
yeah.
We got
That's the one I grab all the time if I need it.
Well,
if
yeah.
if I've got flies in the bedroom, I grab that, put on the crevice tool, and
Yep. Yeah.
catch
We
flies.
we live in a log house, so we have those wonderful little Asian beetles. Yeah, they look like ladybugs,
Yep.
but they're ladybugs from hell, basically. We did get a text, Wade. It says, I understand you have a barber shop again.
No, not a barber shop. We have a shop for mechanic shop.
Okay, that's what we were going to get at that, but somebody said you have a barber shop again and something new in the shop area. Maybe that's what they meant.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what they did. We do
Yeah.
have the barber shop. Everett Blaisdell, who was like, cut my hair when I had
When you had hair? Yeah.
exactly, back in college, and he just moved to Devil's Lake. He's doing the same thing in Devil's Lake in our
sure.
store. So,
Yep.
but anyway, if you want to say hi to him, but he's a big fisherman, so that's
Yeah.
his life,
So
so.
the right move for him. And then I also noticed your guy in Devil's Lake retired.
Yep. Carl did. so-
Carl, geez, I haven't seen him since he moved to Devil's Lake.
yeah.
That was a long time ago. Wow.
Yep, he's living the dream. But anyway, back to the shop
Yeah.
there. We really struggle in running our own mechanic shop and keeping the right guys in or whatever. And so my brother's mechanic, he has been doing it kind of part-time on his own. He rented our shop or half of our shop.
Yep.
We're still doing the small engine. We're still doing the pressure washers, but he's got one side of the shop and he's doing kind of full line mechanics work out of there. And we really like him. A real nice guy, great attitude. Been doing my brother's work for quite some time, so haven't had any concerns about, it's going to hurt our reputation. We think it's just going to enhance it there. Super nice guy. So they're doing that out of our shop. So they're independent, but
Yep. I mean, that's perfect because you got Scott doing the smaller stuff and incredible. I tell you what, I pitch his name and Home of Economy to a lot of people spring and fall when it comes time to get the snow blowers going, and then spring when it's time to get the mowers and the tillers and all that stuff. Scotty's got it going on back there. I'm glad to see too that the shop is going to be busy again
so you
back
get
there.
and he can do something other people don't. But if your electronics on your dashboard aren't working,
The digital stuff,
he can rebuild it and save you a ton of money on that. So that's one
Yep.
of the things. But they were pulling an engine out of GMC Acadia the other day. So
Oh, sure.
they're doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
So.
and not just tires and things like that. Wow.
Yep.
I wanted to ask you, and they're getting more and more popular all the time. The cordless, like lawn and garden equipment. Do they work really good? I mean, I've heard people talk about the snow blowers, the cordless snow blowers, but I don't know anybody yet that's got a cordless mower or any of their yard equipment. I mean, when it comes to the chainsaws and the clippers and things like that and weed whackers, but have you tried a cordless lawnmower or anything?
Well, last year we did actually have we had Milwaukee Steel and DeWalt.
Okay.
That were showing off their products there, and they seem to work pretty well. I mean, and their numbers, their test numbers showing on their lifetime. I mean, if you have the right yard for it,
Sure.
it'd be fine. Maybe in my own purpose, I have a big yard. So I live out in the country.
Yep.
And so I have to have a big ZTR mower and
Sure.
everything because we're spending hours. But then you got that little cleanup work.
Yeah.
And now you've kept a gas powered mower around. Well, you don't use it that often.
And how good gas is nowadays.
Yeah. So and you don't want to. I mean, in the chainsaw, I do a lot of that.
Yep.
And the chainsaw, I use the canned gas, and you never have a problem with
Right,
it. You can
right.
start it up the next year, and it starts right up like you just used it last weekend. But you don't want to do that with a push lawnmower. It's going to get expensive.
Have you guys always carried Honda? Because I know you had Husqvarna, I know you had Cub Cadet, and but have you always had Honda? Because Honda, we all know, makes such a great motor.
Yeah, they have not been available to us. They've been pretty, for a while there, they're real restrictive on who they would sell to. There's quite a few companies that they want to make sure, and they protect their existing dealers. And, I don't think that ever really works out because, you take us and you take the guy, across the street. Well, they're going after the contractors.
Sure. Yeah.
And that's the business that they're really good at.
Yep.
Well, we've got a little more consumer, a little more egg or whatever. I mean,
Sure.
certainly they'd sell to any, they'd sell and treat them well. But I mean, we have a different customer base. It's amazing how different that is. And, in some cases like Honda, you can get it at the John Deere. And, but that's, I walk in there and I don't, I mean, they'll be nice to me.
Sure.
Everybody's great, but, you just don't go in there. So, from their point of view, they should be expanding and talking to different people and stuff. So,
I was talking to a guy yesterday or the day before, Wade, already planting his garden. He's already got things. He said his kitchen is pretty much full of little cups of plants and stuff. But now's the time. I mean, garden seed, garden chemicals, all that stuff. It's almost go time.
yeah, it's nice to see, when when the first things in the spring they put out that comes in as a garden seed. So it's kind of always nice to see that. I don't no longer plant a garden or whatever because our lifestyle's kind of changed. But it's just nice to see.
See, my wife now, we used to have a vegetable garden.
Yeah.
Quit doing it. Now she wants another one again.
Yeah.
So that means, it's not that big of a deal, but I'm going to have to fence it in because of the critters. And, I'm not going to plant a garden to feed all the wildlife in my neighborhood. I want to feed me. Big steel sale going on. What is the date? Today is the 13th. So that's kicking off here soon on the 17th, April 17th through June 18th. Man, I tell you what, you got a great sale going on here. I love the steel stuff too. Why don't we talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, this is on the cordless product that they have, and it's definitely going on that what do they call it, the pro amateur,
Yep, yeah.
the guy that the home, the home. Well, they'll go after the landscapers or whatever, but
Sure.
they certainly. Our business is more selling to the people that want to have the real top ends end product, and
You might not be using it 40 hours a week, but you want it to be usable when it's time to use it.
Yeah, the little bit I use a string trimmer, and I'm been a DeWalt guy for quite a while before we had Milwaukee, and so I've got the DeWalt string trimmer. Well, I use it every month or so when the
Yep.
that gets up high enough that, we live in the country, so we don't have people. We don't have a neighborhood that's getting
Right.
us the eye.
Right. Potential spam. Didn't want that on there. Another thing that I got recently, and we're talking about like pole pruners. A lot of people have the one with the little saw and the little rope and all
Yeah.
that, but finally went and bought a cordless one.
Okay.
And you talk about a game changer. I've got full-grown pine trees, a lot of them.
Yeah.
And those bottom branches, they are, you can't get in there to get them, but you can sure reach them from 10 feet away
Exactly.
and knock them down, and it makes life so much easier.
Yeah, I've got the DeWalt pole saw myself, the 20 volt. And of course they all make them. We're going to be carrying it from Milwaukee. We got it from Steel. So if you're in the Milwaukee battery world, then you've got that. If you get the Steel, if you want that quality. I've had a pole saw. I've got a gas powered Husqvarna pole saw.
Oh.
That, because out of the farm, and I've had really some tangled messes, and I had areas I couldn't get to, and you just can't get in there like you said, and you start cleaning it up with the pole saw and dragging the stuff away, and it's really nice. So for the lake cabin, I bought the 20 volt, and again, it was a down tree, and it was in a bad place, and it would have been just all scratches and everything.
Oh yeah.
And so having the pole saw was really nice. It does a good job, and unless you were really, and I'm kind of glad at home I've got a gas power, but I think if some of the Steel or whatever probably is equivalent to that now, which when I bought it, they didn't have that, but the Steel in Milwaukee, and even the DeWalt is a little lighter, but it fits, it's not that expensive if you already got the batteries.
Yeah. Are you one of those guys, Wade, that when a new product comes in, you sit and ogle it for a while? Because even, the last time you were on here, your brother was on.
Sorry
they
about
had you guys brought the pamphlets and the things in and the catalogs or whatever. I can never remember what you call them, but
Catalog.
yeah, the handbills. There we go.
Oh, handbills.
I'm one of those guys. I'll read it. I'll look through them and I'll say, okay, you're allowed to pick one thing from each page. And I go through that, and I could do that all day long. But I couldn't imagine being at a store like Home of Economy, because I would be ogling things all day long, because there's so many things in there that I would absolutely love to have. And all of these cordless, the trimmers, the brush cutters, the pruners. I might have to build a bigger garage.
Well, what I do now is, I kind of go, okay, well, that's really cool. I could really use it. But, since I'm there every day, I'm like, well, when I really need it, I've got permission to buy it. It's how I kind of hold back my. But I'm one of the guys that I just I don't work real hard around the yard. I do as little as I have to, but I like it nice.
Yep.
But when I have a problem and I have the right tool for the job, I just makes me feel warm inside.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
The right
absolutely.
tool or the right thing to do it. I'm like. Just dumb things. Like I had problems snow blowing last week, and I had to fix this. And it's like, well, I have hot water in my garage. And a floor drain.
Yeah.
Well, to get that packed snow that was causing my problem, to get rid of it.
Yeah.
It just made me feel great. Which I guess maybe we should be talking about stuff we sell, but
Yeah. Well, that's
just
like
little things like.
Yeah. Last week, this last blizzard, my four-wheeler, my up and down switch for my plow, took a crap on me.
Yeah.
Right when I was finishing up, though. So, and I'm just, fingers crossed, we're not going to get any more snow where I have to do that. What is King Cutter?
King Cutter is, I've got a Bobcat compact tractor, 35 horse or whatever. It's the stuff you put on the back end. I've got a rough cut mower.
Oh, sure.
I've got a landscape rake. I've got a finish mower up the lake that'll go behind the tractor I have up there. Got a Kubota up there, and a blade for doing the road and whatever. So it's that kind of stuff, and we haven't really had it since the pandemic. It wasn't available. They had the steel shortages and whatever. So it's the first year we've had it back in. So it's all piled up there on the old Olson garden lot right now. We haven't put it out for display, but it's here and it's back. Another thing that we didn't get till last year, but our utility trailers, they're back in stock. So
my wife's telling me I need to get one of those, actually.
You know, how do you live without one?
I know. Well, my neighbor's got one, so I just go use his.
Does he know?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
We kind of trade out a little bit. I mow his
Okay.
yard, and then he lets me use his stuff. But
Okay.
one
Well,
thing,
it's okay then.
and this this isn't on the list, but it's one thing I was looking at the other day because we talk about springtime and everything and big yards. You know, my backyard was a driving range at a golf course, so it's big. Well, the dandelions are crazy, and if you don't take care of them, you know, people tend to forget that under each dandelion is a little mound of dirt. And pretty soon you almost need a kidney belt to go mow the lawn. So you hire somebody to spray it. But you guys have got some really nice little sprayers, a pull behind, and then one that can go right on a rack of a four-wheeler.
Yeah.
You know, you can do this stuff yourself then.
Yeah, those Fimco sprayers, we sell a lot of them. I mean, it's a great lineup. You know, I've had the pull behinds. Now I'm using the one on the back of my four-wheeler.
Yep.
I've got like a 25-gallon kind of between me and the sprayer. It gets kind of a little squatty, but
Yeah.
but it works good, and it's great because, you know, I have my backyard. It's our old pasture when we had horses, but I left trees because I want to have trees. And,
Sure.
and, you know, it was all overgrown, and I've thinned it all out and everything. But yeah, so I can zip around and take care of the weeds and whatever.
Nice.
Yeah.
You know, I know there were supply chain shortages over the last couple of years, the pandemic and all that stuff. Are those done? I mean, you know, when we're talking like the oils, you know, the Delvac, the Rotella, all that kind of stuff, grease, any issues with that?
No, I mean, the oils really seem to be kind of the last one, and you know, which never made much sense to me, but it was on the additives that they put in. You know, there was a lot of little, you know, it's not much, but they had the basic oil, but that one seems to really finally be done. And just in recent times, I mean, grease. I mean, who would have thought that that would have been a problem?
Right.
But we just got found out that grease is back in the warehouse to be ordered, and we're stocking that up. So I mean, we had places we just couldn't get it.
Grease is
Just
the word.
stupid. Yeah, exactly. And Rotella oil, we didn't have that for the longest time. Delvac, you know, which is our biggest seller, and it's selling huge. We got a rebate going on 2.5 and smaller jugs. But anyway, yeah, that was like on allocation, and you'd order a truckload and you get 3 pallets.
Yeah. Wow.
And so we never actually were out of business, but they seemed to finally have got it there together. And I never really understood what was going on. You'd ask people in the industry, and just additives, like, well, where's it made? Is it made in Europe? Is it made in Asia? You know, and they go, no, it's down on the Gulf Coast. I mean, like, well, why is that a problem then?
Yeah. Jeez.
I didn't get it. I mean, and I never found out.
Let's just blame it on the president. How's that?
Well,
Okay.
I could do that, but
Yeah. Another time of the sign, or the sign of the times here, Wade. Grilling season. I know you're going to have a big Blackstone sale. I believe that's going on, or it starts today.
you
I
gotta-
think, actually.
you got to come in the store and check it out. And, you know, we're fully stocked in the Traeger and with everything you need. You know, that's been this first part of the year. It's been really slow because, you know, who's been out there? I mean, my Traeger, I don't pull it in the garage anymore for the way I'm set up. But, yeah, that was buried.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I put it on, you know, our Facebook page. You know, we got a grilling Facebook page, and it, yeah, I don't think I'll.
You know, and everybody knows about Home of Economy with the Blackstones, the Traeger, and all the different grills that you guys offer and sell over there. But I don't think a lot of people realize all the things that go along with grilling, smoking, cooking. You guys have got aisles and aisles of rubs and spices and
I wouldn't say aisles and aisles.
You've
We
got
have
a
an
lot
aisle. We've got a full aisle,
Yeah.
32 feet.
on both
and that
sides.
stuff.
And,
Well, no,
well,
it's on.
come on, I'm hyping you up here, bud. But
Well,
I mean,
you know, you can do that. I'm kind of, they're going to hold me responsible.
but I mean, you probably have just in rubs and spices alone. I mean, how many different kinds have you
Oh,
got?
it's just amazing how many different things. And then, you know, of course, you know, it's kind of like it's a taste thing. And so, you know, if the company doesn't, like, the Traeger rubs are our biggest seller in that area. I just did like an analysis, sent out to the stores, so the store managers all know what's going on. And so it's kind of fresh in my mind. But, you know, so Traeger's the best, but they're changing it up all the time. So they
Sure.
get something they can sell. And of course, I'm a guy that I like the old big game blend. Well,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Yep.
that got discontinued. I'm almost
Oh,
out.
so I'm
But
a
anyway,
butcher guy.
Yeah.
I love the butcher.
So you always got to be worried about that. But if they don't change it up, I mean, they're gonna go downhill. Mm-hmm. And the same for us. So you know, somebody comes in new with a new rub or new sauce. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll give it a shot. But you know, eventually something's got to go. We got to
Sure.
be looking at dropping that off. So that's just part of that world, I think. So kind of want to mention, you know, we've got Traeger has a new Ironwood. You know, they came out last year, I believe, with their new Timberline, which is a beautiful grill. It was super expensive, and I think that probably, you know, limited the amount of sales. But this Ironwood looks really good. They had it out. They had our demo unit out in the front of the store just running. You know, a lot of times we'll just put some pellets in and
That's all
run
you
it.
need to do.
It
Smells like heaven, man.
It smelled so good yesterday because we haven't done it, you know,
Yeah.
and I haven't done much cooking myself. So, you know, but yeah, they had it out there. So it's a new grill. We've got the new Halo product and really expanded that, which is their complete lineup. They have the flat top griddles. They have the portables that run on the battery. They're battery powered, and you get good life out of that. And they have the pellet grills and whatever. They're got some pretty neat technology built into them. We also have a new griddle from Traeger.
Oh,
That's worth looking at.
yeah.
You know, it's just it's a gas one. It's got a little more bells and whistles
Sure.
than the Blackstone, but
You know, and then you've got all the accessories too, cleaning kits, all of that stuff. I mean, it just,
yeah. Then you have every time, you know, you have the, you know, you buy like the Halo and they've got their cooking tools. And so we've got that from them. Got it from Pit Boss, which, you know, is our entry level, you know, pellet grill.
Sure.
And they make a real good griddle too. So yeah, we've got everything. We probably got too much, but
you can never have too much. Come on.
yeah, well, you know, for the space and
Yeah.
whatever. And this store's not too bad because we got enough space for it. But,
Right.
You take a Devil's Lake, and you know they're real good. They're a real good grill store there, but they don't have room for everything.
Right. I was wondering when we were going to see you again, Wade. I'm glad you showed up today.
Yeah, you were worried, weren't you?
It was my favorite podcast. I love doing home
Yeah.
of economy stuff. But before I kick you out of here, again, Saturday, April 22nd, a week from this Saturday, 5th annual Home of Economy Racers Showcase. It is absolutely free. All ages are welcome. It is from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Your favorite race car drivers, most of them are going to be there. Go-karts, snowmobile, BMX racers. Again, the food served by the Grand Forks Central Wrestling Team. They're going to, have a free will offering there. And, of course, again, you're going to have reps from Northdale Oil, River City Speedway, Dakota Don's Artesian Waffles, Far Out Nuts, Mountain Ops, Bully Brew Coffee, Do So Photography. They're all going to be there. And you can come and see who the new Home of Economy 2023 sponsor race car driver is. We already said it once, but it's Wade Nygaard. There you
No,
go.
it's Wade.
Oh, yeah.
Wade Nygaard.
Wade Nygaard. There you go. Was that better?
There aren't that many of us, so it's like
All right. Well, thanks. And I guess we'll see you a week from Saturday, huh?
yeah. Well, I should be there. I gotta fly out the next day on a work trip, so
Oh,
I
okay.
should be able to be there.
Hopefully somewhere warm.
Idaho,
Oh, that's all right.
taking the marketing.
There you
lane
go.
Too, so
If you see Rex Hibbard out there, tell him I said hi.
okay,
One of the 3 old snowmobilers that just made it up the Fairbanks.
okay.
There you go. All right, there you go for the day. Your Home of Economy podcast. Thanks to Wade Pearson for coming in. My favorite store. Go check it out when you get a chance. All right.